What is going on, guys? Today I'm here. I got a nice competitive discussion video, and you know what? It was about that time. I had to put out another controversial opinion. I always got to keep you guys on your toes. I mean, I might be the most powerful battler, but I got some crazy opinions out here. But anyway, I was playing on the ladder, looking at some of my old teams, and I was like, man, I really miss Dynamax. It's true. I really do miss Dynamax. It's not like I disagree that it was broken in singles or anything. I think it was totally broken, but I really do miss it. I thought it was a really, really fun mechanic, and I don't think we've ever had a generation's defining mechanic banned. Like Z-moves, for example, weren't banned in Gen 7. Mega Evolutions weren't banned in Gen 6. I mean, in Gen 5, it's not like we banned Team Preview or Eternal Weather or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy to me that this type of defining mechanic was taken out of the game. Like I said, I do agree that it was broken in singles, but basically I was just going to kind of, remember some of these teams, some of the mons, touch on it, what kind of solution I think the Showdown and Smogon can do to maybe incorporate a supposed metagame with access to Dynamax and Gigantamax, just because I feel like this is something that could have been explored more. And it kind of sucks that it was banned in just a week. I'm not saying this is supposed to be some official metagame type thing, but I do think that if we have room to do all these other random other metagames, not to mention the mess that is National Dex, but I'll talk about that later. But either way, I think there's room for Gigantamax. But before I get into that, I do want to say that there is just one more day after this to get the agency merchandise, guys. The embroidered pack. I know I've been advertising like crazy, but I've also been posting like crazy, of course. I'm streaming tonight as well, probably around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, something like that. But yes, don't miss that tonight. Like I said, the embroidered pack is here just for the next, 36 hours. We got pink on white, the blue on black, all that good stuff. Don't sleep. Don't miss this drop. Definitely go check this out before it's gone. And yeah, let's get back into it. So like I said, Dynamax and Gigantamax, they were unfortunately banned long ago, December 16th. So actually, it looks like Dynamax stuck around for about a month. It gave me enough time to try out a lot of Dynamax, Gigantamax Pokemon. Like I said, I'm not really discussing or debating the fact that it was broken. I know Dynamax and Gigantamax exist in doubles where, it works out pretty fine. I mean, it's a integral part of their metagame, but here it looked like it was pretty obvious that they were going to get rid of it. A lot of the setup sweepers in this tier are just too powerful. I mean, we can go back through some of these posts. It's unfortunate because there's no viability rankings or anything, but I can go through my team builder. A lot of these Pokemon they're citing as reasons that Dynamax was banned. I don't really gotta tell you guys this stuff, like Komo-o, Tyranitar, Dragapult with all its moves. I remember Hydreigon was one of my favorite monsters to Dynamax because all of its moves got so powerful. 130 base power, dark move, fire move, dragon move, whatever the case. But one thing I really did miss was Gigantamax. You know why? Because it gave me the ability to use Pokemon like Colossal, which I would have a lot of fun with. Pokemon that actually had some type of viability if they were maxed and definitely weren't broken. I mean, it's hard to say what's broken and what's not broken, and it's very hard to debate the specifics of Dynamax and Gigantamax because a lot of people are thinking, man, why didn't they just ban the mons that were broken? Why didn't they just ban Gyarados' ability to Dynamax or Hawlucha's ability to Dynamax? And even I was like, why can't they just do that, man? There are some Pokemon that are not going to be that big of a threat if you Dynamax or Gigantamax. I do understand the support factor. I'm not saying that it should be stay in OU. Like I said, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea that they're like, yo, this guy really wants to bring Dynamax back. No, I'm a competitive player, man, first and foremost. I know the mechanic is broken. I said the mechanic was broken the first day. Everyone said it, right? So, it's obvious that it was banned, but I'm thinking that we could have used another ladder that could have incorporated Gigantamax. That was a solution. I thought that's what they were going to do. I really thought that's what they were going to do. But instead, as you can see in Gen 7, hold on, National Dex Mechanics. Yeah, here we go. So for some reason in this, they have the fact that you can Z Crystal or you can Dynamax. I don't really understand that. I don't understand why that is a mechanic. I think we should get rid of Z Crystals completely in the National Dex metagame. I do like that they allow you to Dynamax or Gigantamax though. I think that's pretty cool that they have incorporated that in the metagame, and I feel like that's just a really good way to be able to test out some of this stuff. I mean, National Dex is a pretty ridiculous metagame in my opinion. I mean, I have played a lot. I'm not trying to just trash on this custom metagame, but I do think it's something that, can be a little bit more optimized. I do think that the ability to have Mega, Z Crystals, and Gigantamax on one team just kind of messes things up because this is still Generation 8. All right, this is not that's how I'm perceiving it, at least, because we have Generation 8 mechanics for the most part. I don't know how this is some all-inclusive meta of every generation. So I feel like one thing they could have done is gotten rid of Mega Stones, Z Crystals, whatever the case is, and just allowed us to use Dynamax and Gigantamax to kind of make it more of a Gen 8 with the National Dex effect. It's kind of annoying when I see Scarf Darmanitan as the the ice version, I see that as like the one Gen 8 Pokemon on their team, and the rest of it is like a Gen 7 team, and then they have like Mega whatever, because Megas were obviously like incredible. So it's just kind of crazy, even just using a Megas at some point might even outvalue the Dynamaxer. You know what I mean? Like, we go into, what's it called? If we go into the tier list for, what's it called? Tier list for national decks, and that's pretty crazy too. I mean, I like national decks because it's like they have so much insane stuff, and it's something I do actually like follow. I don't have too much fun playing it at the moment, but hey, it is what it is, and I do respect how much effort goes into this. But if you look at the viability rankings, there's some crazy stuff in this metagame, man. We got Genesect, Mega Metagross, Zygarde. For one, it just doesn't make sense to me because I don't know what the point of keeping Mega Metagross is in this. Like, it doesn't exist in the Gen 8 coded game, so I don't understand like what this metagame is hoping to be. I don't really understand it. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy, honestly. But yeah, either way, I kind of wish that we were able to, you know, use our Gigantamax Pokemon and Dynamax Pokemon and not have this type of effect, because like I said, I think it would be a lot easier to kind of learn what Pokemon are able to do. I want to see if any Gigantamaxing Pokemon are like considered viable in here. Let me see this. Do they have, is anyone talking about Max? Did they ban Max, bro? Oh, it did get banned. Oh, bet. So it did get banned. So Dynamax, I was under the impression it did, but their rule set hasn't been updated, I guess. Whatever. So yeah, you can't use Dynamax, but you can use Megas and shit. I don't understand that. Why is, like, because I was confused. I was like, wait, you can't use Dynamax, but then they're saying it's banned. Hold on. Let me see this. Despite Dynamax being banned. So they banned Dynamax and Gmax. I was going to say, bro, where are the Gigantamax Pokemon? That's the problem, man. There's no support whatsoever on this server for any Dynamax, Gigantamax stuff. And I mean, yeah, if you want to do it, you can use VGC, but I do think we need some type of singles ladder. Just like some type of fun meta. If National Dex at this point is just Gen 7 Part 2, because they banned the defining mechanic, but you can still use Megas and Z moves, which makes no sense. Not to mention, we got these three who were all banned in Gen 7, but they run this meta. Like, what? What is the point of this? Like, this just looks like Gen 7, bro. Like, look at the SA and A, like S to A rank. Like, it's just Gen 7. Yeah, you got, what, Darm and Dragapult in here, who probably do not hold a finger to these three broken monsters. These are animals. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just now go over my team. I don't really know what the goal of this video is. I'm just kind of trying to talk about Dynamax, Gigantamax. I feel like people haven't really been discussing it, so I kind of just wanted to hear what you guys have to say too. Say in your comments or whatever what you guys think. Like I said, I'm not arguing that this is like a broken, uncompetitive aspect of the game. I just wish there was some place we could have fun and use this. I feel like a metagame like National Dex is already so chaotic with stuff like Genesect, Mega Metagross, Pokemon not even in the game like Mega Metagross. But instead of making it Gen 7 Part 2 with some Gen 8 moves and items like heavy duty boots mixed in, like, it looks like we're playing a Gen 7 DLC. No, let's make it a Gen 8 game with the mechanic, bro. This is already an unofficial metagame. I don't really understand what they're hoping to gain, but whatever. Maybe at some point they will make a fun, like a side metagame that could take advantage of this. Like, not saying National Dex, but they could make like a National Dex with Dynamax legal. I don't know. It just could be fun. But looking back, like, I just feel like a lot of these Pokemon had potential usage. And I feel like even if the Dynamax is banned, if the Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon is broken, if you're already playing a metagame that isn't official like National Dex OU, why can you not just kind of bend the ban list to just ban the specific things? I feel like it's the tiering and banning doesn't have to be so rigid because the tier itself isn't real. It's just like a made up fun tier. It's not an official metagame. You know what I mean? So I feel like they can just kind of tweak the rules accordingly and ban stuff for its Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing capabilities. If they really think stuff like Gyarados and Hawlucha is broken when they Dynamax, which it probably is, then just ban those mons. I feel like if you're already bringing fake stuff into the game, like Megas and Z moves, which is like not possible, then why can't we just, you know, bring Dynamax back and ban the specific mons? At the very least, Gigantamax should be tested around with, because it's not like Gigantamax is as good as Dynamax. I mean, the Pokemon are obviously very good. Let's not get it twisted. Every mon that Gigantamax automatically probably becomes the best mon on the field and on, like, from the 12 Pokemon in the battle, just because all of its moves are high powered up and its HP doubles. Like, that can never not be broken, no matter how bad the Pokemon is, unless you're running like Flapple or some real trash mon. But like, even stuff like Machamp Gigantamax, which is literally not as good as regular Machamp, like, because its fighting move gets nerfed, but even then that mon still is able to put in work. That's the point. Oh man, Alcremie, this one was horrible. Yeah, I remember this one was very bad, but you guys get what I'm saying. Stuff like Hawlucha, Gyarados, all that stuff, yeah, it's probably broken, so just, you know, ban it. Like, it's not a big deal. I do think that we had place to learn, you know, stuff like Lapras with Gigantamax, all that stuff. We had room to try out some of these mons to see what could have been done. I remember I was looking at the Dynamax discussion posts, and I mean, looking back at it, yeah, I do remember some of these guys were just too much. Excadrill, for example, and Ditto really did take over the game. So I'm not saying it wouldn't make a toxic metagame. I'm just saying if we already have a metagame that is being, you know, edited and stuff like that and changed. And I support National Dex Show U. I don't want to make it seem like I hate this shit. I just think that there's some, like, I just don't really understand the way the rule set for this came to be. That all the old gen mechanics were brought in, but the defining Gen 8 one. And the other thing is, if this was a real recognized tier, like a real metagame, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, I guess they don't want what is probably the most competitive mechanic of all time, Dynamax and Jet. It is. It's like, it's crazy in singles. I can understand that, but it's not an official metagame. So I don't know why we're putting all this like old stuff in there, so all this like fairy tale shit, and we can't put just Gigantamax and then individually ban the stuff. Because I just think it would be fun for us to be able to try this out. And I know I'm not the only one who holds this opinion of being able to run around with Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon. I guess you could say if you want to do that, play Ubers, but I mean, I don't know. I do think the idea of all the mons being there is very cool too. Just seeing what you can do. But yeah, I was basically just thinking about Dynamax and Gigantamax, man. A lot of these mons were like calling my name, mons I had not seen. It was very cool for any mon to really be viable. I think that's what I missed the most. The fact that Charizard and stuff you could use. You could really use any mon, because if you Dynamaxed, you can get some usage out of it. Back in the day, I was using Rapidash, Galar form. So yeah, I guess I kind of just like the creativity that came upon with it. Man, Sandaconda, man, I had some threats out here, man. I had some threats out here. G-Max Grimmsnarl, this thing was broken. Look at this Cheese Rain I used to run. Look at this. Oh, broken. Wise beyond my years. Wise beyond my years. I think Fuga made that, actually. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of some thoughts. Like I said, I'm not debating that Dynamax and Gigantamax aren't broken. They're very broken. They have no place in OU. And in any competitive metagame, they're bound to be the most broken characteristics. But I gotta say, it was a very fun mechanic. I think a lot of people agree with that it was something crazy. It's nothing like we've ever had before. And I do think that it would be cool if Showdown could have some type of other metagame, even if for just a limited amount of time. They'll let us play singles with Dynamax and Gigantamax. I think it would be very cool to see what people come up with. I mean, like I said, National Dex is cool. I support that metagame, but it's not like it's an official metagame, so I don't really understand the point of having all this like crazy stuff like Genesect, Metagross, Mega Blastoise. Like what's going on? And then if you look down, it just turns into all the Gen 7 mons, bro. Like what? Like look at A rank, for example. How many Gen 8 mons are in here, bro? We got Aegislash, which, you know, came from Gen 7, but we got Darm, Dragapult, Corviknight, those three. A- literally has nobody. B rank has Fish. That's about it, man. Like, it's just mons taking advantage of the items. Like Latios, Mega, and all this stuff. Garchomp, Gliscor, they're all back to business. So yeah, it just kind of turns into Gen 7 Part 2. Like even this literally looks like the B rank from Gen 7. Literally, I bet this is what the Gen 7 viability rank looks like. In fact, if I pull it up, I bet it looks just like that. But I don't want to look for it in the forums. But yeah, that's basically what I'm saying is, I don't like this Gen 7 Part 2. But except it has all broken mons. Let's get that that Dynamax unbanned, bro. Let's get something. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Just a little discussion piece. Let me know what you guys think below. And like I said, I'm not saying we should unban this shit before someone's like, man, this guy's so stupid, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, I'm just playing. Go ahead and like the vid. Streaming later today, probably after 6 p.m. Eastern. Go cop the agency merch, of course, if you haven't already. Only like 36 hours left for that campaign. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.